Good morning guys, Chris the Ultimate Recycler in my emergency storage shed. We're going to get something else out of here today. We're at episode 180, so if you're new to the channel, you've got plenty of content to have a look at. We've got over $35,000 worth of stuff out of this storage shed that mostly I've sold, and I'm not counting the treasures that I'm keeping, things that I'm going to do projects on down the track, all sorts of stuff. Let's go and have a look today. In the last episode, we finished cleaning off this shelf. We've found some more concrete floor. I've swept up a little bit. That shelf I'll leave there for now because I may stack more projects on it. We're going to start right in the middle, up the top of this shelf in the middle. It's still packed solidly, this shed, and it's still got a bit of a way to go to get to the back wall. So let's get that orange steel box through to the bench and see what's in it. And I think that's an old radio. We'll have a look at that as well. Okay, the radio is kind of nice. It's a sort of 50s era. It's a Chrysler. It will be a valve radio, or tubes for you guys in the States. It's got some damage to the front of the cabinet, unfortunately, and there's not a lot. I mean, I could probably reform it with something and sand it back and then paint the whole cabinet. But look, I'm not going to restore it at this stage. It may just be a parts donor if I find another one the same. It appears to be complete. It's a mains powered unit. At this stage of my cleanup, I'm not going to do videos on restoration because we have the shop to clean up. Once all that's over and I kind of retire, I'll get into a lot of these restorations. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys are. In the meantime, we're going to keep unboxing. I'm going to put this aside though, because I'm only going to get $10 for it if I try and sell it, maybe 20 on a good day. I'd rather keep it for possible parts or restoration. So there we go. Nice vintage Chrysler valve radio. I'll put that back on the shelf out there perhaps. And we'll bring that steel box in. This one does seem to be a mixture. I think it came out of my old shed from behind my old shop. And we have a funnel, we have a jar with tools in it. There's hardware, there looks like plumbing fittings. Probably not much of value, but it all needs to be sorted out. It's the sort of stuff that I can quickly box up in bulk lots, take to the shop, move it on, make a couple of dollars, make some space. Maybe there's a couple of things I want to keep. Let's go through. Okay, these are the box lots that I'm really keen to get out of here. This is what's weighing me down, just box lots of low value junk. I don't know that I need a funnel. I've got a few here. We'll take that to the shop and put it in the $2 box. It's only a modern plastic thing. Some hardware in this jar. What do we got in here? It's an old coffee jar. We have a, oh, that's not a tool. That looks like a cutthroat razor. It is. Look at that. Bit rusty, unfortunately. Xylenite faux bone handle, which isn't cracked. The blade looks okay. There's spots of rust on it. I think I can read Bengal on it. So very, very sharp. Even though it's rusty, that will still be very sharp. I'll try and clean it up a little bit. These things sell quite okay. People do collect the old cutthroat razors. But we need to make it a little nicer looking than that. I can read some more branding on that. I think it says Sheffield, so it'd be English made. And if depending on how well it cleans up, that's going to be about $20. The case itself isn't in the best condition, but it might as well go with it. So there we go. I wasn't really expecting to get a $20 item out of this box. But yeah, like I was saying, this is low value stuff I don't want in the shed. It's just taking up space. It's not much value. And it's not, you know, I don't mind a box full of projects for me to do later on. There's a classic sort of probably 70s or 80s glass ashtray. It's actually not damaged. And surprisingly, ashtrays still sell very well through the shop. There's still quite a lot of smokers around. And that's a good size ashtray. We could even put that on our outdoor table at our Airbnb out the back, where often our guests have a smoke out the back. Not allowed to smoke inside, of course, but that's a nice one, nice heavy ashtray. Maybe get $10 for that. It's a shame it's not a coloured one. The green ones we get a lot more. Okay, we have, the tag says Zenith pegboard hooks. I'd be surprised if they were, but then again, I don't know what else would we put in a box like this with a lid back on it. So maybe they are. Yes, they are. Well, they're not Zenith brand though. Oh, they are, and these ones are different ones. I don't have pegboard in the shed here. I don't plan on putting any up. I know in the old days they used to have shadow boards with all the white board with all the holes in it that you put these hangers, and you drew a black shadow around all your tools so you know where they went. I'm taking that to the shop. It won't be worth very much. Maybe if we get more of them, we can bulk them up. I don't know that this will be nuts and bolts. What's in here? Oh, it is. Oh, it's some tech screws. These are short wood screws that are driven in by an 8mm hex head. I've got plenty here. I do use them sometimes. There's only a few there. I do have an assorted jar full of tech screws, all different sizes. I'll add that to the jar. Oh, there's the bottom part of the funnel. We might... Oh, I don't think we'd get 5 for it because I think you can buy them new in discount shops for a couple of dollars. A little Marmite jar. That's cool. It's a shame the lid's not in better condition, but it's very similar to Vegemite, both in the style of jar and I think the actual product. I don't know that I've ever had Marmite. What is in here? Whoops. These look like lead shot. I don't know what that is. They look like little lead balls. Oh, I think they are. And these are the wads out of, and that's what that other bit would be. These are wads out of, and the pellets out of shotgun cartridges. I think these ones were lead. So there you go. Don't think there's any value there. Or very little. I do have a lot of lead shot at the shop to sell. And I know you can, I have actually sold some to people that make models and they use the lead as a ballast, particularly in the bottom of model boats and model train engines. They need the weight. So I've got bags and bags of it, probably 20 kilos. So I don't think this little bit's worth adding to it. Might just pour that into my lead container here. One day I might melt it and make some ingots. The jar itself is possibly worth $5. Hopefully the lid cleans up a little better. It would be 1940s. Little Marmite jar. How cute. Would barely hold enough for one slice of toast. Another jar here with various bits in it. Oh, all sorts of things. Oh, we didn't finish the other jar. We'll get back to that in a second. These are a line level that you hang on a string line to see if you've got it level. There's a few of those. Not sure if I'll get $5 for those or not. You can probably buy them very cheaply these days. So there's 3 of those. It looks like a shower curtain hook. A little die grinding stone. What a mixture. Sperry, New Holland, which made agricultural machinery. So I think that's just a promotional little razor blade holder. That's pretty cool. So maybe it might get $5 because it actually is a little promotional item. Yeah, haven't seen one of those before. Or maybe I have. I might have put it in the jar many years ago. Vintage drawing pins, still in the box. Just the sheath off a wire. That's rubbish. What a mixture. A spring. Oh, that's the spring that goes between the handles of like pliers or secateurs. So that actually might be useful because sometimes I find tools that are missing that. A little jigsaw blade, quite rusty. A little plastic plug that went into the wall. That's only rubbish. And some latches from a cupboard door or something. I think they're inside and outside. Yeah, they slip together. And there's a turn latch on that side. So a little bit of hardware. We'll put that in a bag. We might get $5 for that with the brass screws. Now let's get back to this other jar. Oh, there we have a very early Ford radiator cap. That would be brass, I would imagine. So that's going to sell. We've got some dollars there. All sorts of treasures in here. A little scribe tool. That might be handy in my workshop. We have a glass cutter. A bicycle tyre lever. a little drill bit from an early brace and bit drill, and some center punches, and a very small drill bit, and just a piece of steel. What a mixture. You couldn't come up with a random batch like that if you tried. A couple of jars. I do keep the jars. I don't think I'll keep that one, but that little one might be handy for putting hardware in. And in this bag we have, what's in here? Marbles? Ah, well, there you go. I finally found my marbles. Lost them years ago. That one is from a cod bottle. So that's the marble that you find in antique bottles. And they have a flat spot on them, because I think they were actually made, I've seen them where you've had a flat piece of glass with these marbles all around the outside of it and they snap them off. So they're made in molds that make multiple marbles at a time. Yeah, that's out of a marble bottle or a cod bottle. These look like clay marbles. I don't know what they're out of. And of course there's one orange glass. God, I'm dropping them now. Now I'm losing my marbles. So that's quite an old one, a swirly orange one. I do have a selection of marbles at the shop. I'll sell in a bulk lot. But I don't know much about these clay ones. So if you know anything about old clay marbles, were they just toys or were they out of something else? All different sizes. They weren't beads. They've got no holes in them. Or not holes that go through anyway. Interesting. I'll leave them in a jar here. But let me know on the clay ones. I might as well put them back in that jar. I'll take them to the shop. And the cod marble as well. Okay, what else is in here? A box of nails. Otter nails. It feels like it actually is nails. Or are nails. Oh yeah, great big ones. Look at that, huge big, what are they, 4-inch nails? 125mm, I think that's about, oh, is that 5-inch? 5-inch nails? They're certainly a heavy gauge too. Oh, I don't need nails that big. I'll take them to the shop and sell those. There's another box here that might be similar. Fasteners. Oh, we have some bit of assortment, some tech screws, some pop rivets, and an odd random bolt. More tech screws in here. And oh, we have a bit of everything. I might tip this box out on the bench once we make some room. The rest of this box is mostly plumbing fittings. Just all poly pipe plumbing fittings. Even some Teflon tape. Oh, what do we got here? Looks like the glass out of a clock. And a little early box here, but it's quite light, so there may not be anything in it. Oh, there's cotton wool, and that's all that's in it. Don't know what used to be in that. Might take that to the shop just as a little display box, put something in it. And the rest of it's all plumbing fittings. Yep, so the bottom's falling out of this box. So we'll put all these fittings in another box. I'll just sell them all as a bulk lot. I don't know, we might just put $10 in a lot. They're all second hand. But a farmer or someone that does a bit of home plumbing work will appreciate that, because I think if you went to buy one like that from a hardware store, well, there's a couple of different fittings there, they wouldn't be cheap. So we might just put $10 in a lot and move all those on. All right, let's tip out the contents of this box and see what's in here. All right, do we have any treasures in here? I think this one was all tech screws. They look brand new. Obviously bought for a project and not used. They actually look stainless steel, but I don't know that they will be. No, they're not. Stainless steel generally is not magnetic, although there are lots of different grades of it. Some Teflon tape for plumbing. We might throw that in with the plumbing fittings. We have more tech screws here. And these are metal ones. They have a drill bit on the end and a finer thread. Oh, there's one timber one. A couple other random ones, some little hose fittings. They can go into plumbing fittings. What's in the bottom here? We have a steel collar, a new bolt, another different tech screw. And what's this? Was this one of those kids' texters where you had all the different colours and they all plug together? I take it, there's a little bit of life in it, but yeah, they're not going to be any good. And we have just a piece of steel. It's too hard for lead. An airline fitting, a quick release airline fitting. There's different brands of these, and they're not interchangeable. I have some here, and I want to set up an airline around my shed at some stage. I might hang on to these, or this one. It might match my other ones. Not much value. A rusty nail. That's a very old nail. I think it's a blacksmith-made nail. It's oval. So never been used. Probably never will be. And, okay. That's the stopper for a hot water bottle. Interesting. Wonder what that's doing in here. An old coach bolt, another very old nail, and just some new hardware, nuts and bolts. Handy size. And my dilemma is, that was the other one. Yeah. My dilemma is, do I keep any of this stuff? Because it's going to be handy down the track when I'm doing projects in my shed, but you can't have an entire hardware store set up in your shed. Maybe I'm best just to go and buy them as I need them. What are your thoughts on that? Maybe just keep a bit of a selection. I'm thinking I should really sell most of the hardware, and then as I need it, I'll just go and buy what I need. Because otherwise I end up with a shed like Dad at the farm, where he just had so much stuff and probably only ever used 5% of it. I'm better off having the space. Put your comments below what you think. I mean, the farmer in me wants to keep all the hardware because it'll be handy one day, but I don't know. It's not about the money selling it either. It's just about not having a cluttered shed. I think at this stage I'll put them in with a jar of other hardware I've got, and I'll sell them for now. All right, nothing terribly exciting in there. Let's sort all this out and get the notepad. And here's our treasures for this week, all laid out for your perusal. We have some nice bits, actually. It's amazing a box of average-looking junk can add up to a reasonable amount of money. We've got some surprises. The cutthroat razor cleaned up okay. You can still see the stains where the rust was. It is branded Cadman and Sons. I think you should be able to see that. Made in England. No, we're not getting a focus. There we go. So you can see it's a bit stained where the rust was, but it's quite presentable. We still should get $20 for that in the box. The pick of the selection was this Ford radiator cap. I'm not sure what models, Model T, Model A, not sure. I do believe that Ford actually made the same sort of cap with a little pinhole for a vent to be used on the fuel tank. So this one doesn't have an air vent. You can't, of course, have an air vent in a pressurized heating system, water system. Assuming it was pressurized. I'm not sure how they ran their radiators back then. Anyway, I've put $30 on that. It's a nice piece. The Marmite jar cleaned up pretty well, actually. The lid came up much better than I expected. Too much spoils the flavour. And that brings me back to my quip earlier about there's barely enough for one slice of toast. Well, Marmite, from what I believe, is very much like Vegemite, and you don't need too much, just a light smear. And here's a photo. By chance, Christine made me a snack as I was filming, and she brought out this Vegemite on toast. And to anyone new to Vegemite, this is exactly how you should try it first time. Lots of butter, nice toast, and a just beautiful smear of Vegemite to give it flavour. Once you become accustomed to it, you can, of course, go a bit heavier on the Vegemite. I guess we get immune to it over the years. This ashtray has got some colour. It was so dirty I didn't know, but it's actually a really nice ashtray. I'm going to go a bit higher. I think I wrote 10 on the list, but I am going to put 15 on it in the shop. Everything else, I divided the hardware up into 3 jars. I'm going to ask $5 each for those jars. I'll be interested in your thoughts on how much hardware one should keep in their shed. I guess it depends on how much time you spend in your shed and what work you do. But also, I was referring back to farmers. I think farmers have more of a right to collect hardware because generally it's quite a drive into the hardware shop to get supplies. If you need one bolt, it's handy to have a good stock in your shed. Whereas in town, it's not far to go to a hardware shop to pick up what you need, so maybe we shouldn't keep so much. I went $5 on the pegboard clips, $5 on the large 5-inch nails. I thought I might try $20 on the plumbing fittings in that big plastic tub, and I thought I might keep this funnel because it has got the extension, and I remembered that the last funnel I took round to Mum's, so I actually don't have a good one here, so I'll hang on to that. These cardboard boxes and the jar we'll just use for display in the shop. And these bits and pieces will be distributed to various jars. I've got a jar for pot rivets. I'm keeping a few bits here, as I said. They'll just go in a dollar box at the shop or with some hardware. I might put the little stopper there in my mystery objects spot at the shop for a while. And the other bits I'll hang on to. And I've got a jar for marbles. And I did find this in the bag. I found this nice swirly blue one. So I think it's quite an old one. Some marbles, some old marbles can be worth quite a lot. But it's quite a science to identify old marbles. I'm not really up with it. The collectors will certainly know. So there we go. There's our selection. What did you think it added up to? Well, surprisingly, we cleared $100. That's trying $20 in the plumbing fittings. We'll see how we go there. If they don't sell after a weekend or two, I'll drop them to $10. And I was going to put that glass ashtray up to $15. So a bit over $140 out of a box that looked like pretty much junk. So that's not bad. So thanks guys for coming along on another unboxing journey from the storage shed. This one looked like junk, but it turned out to be pretty good. And that's what we want to get out of the shed. Stuff that we don't really need, whether it's junk or not, we need to get it into the shop while we still have a shop. Now I have to report on that weight we had last week, that heavy chaff cutter weight that I picked up. A lot of you had some guesses, so thank you for that. It's always fun to have a bit of a guessing game. And it weighed 17 kilos. No one said exactly 17, but quite a few of you were fairly close. Some guessed in pounds. Converting back, you were pretty well, not far off at all. So well done. It probably helped that you saw me pick it up, because if it hadn't been super heavy, my shoulders would not have handled it. So, what was your favourite item out of this lot? There were some nice bits, and the Ford radiator cap was the most valuable, I think. But my favourite was the little Marmite jar. I thought that was a cute one. And by all means, let me know in the comments if you like your Marmite, if it's similar to Vegemite, if you've had both, how much do you put on your toast? All that creates some good discussion, and it's interesting comparing tastes from around the world. Do other countries have something like that? I know Marmite's English, but yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.